This is from MLB.com. Headline: 6 prospects with promise in Mets system. And before we get into this video, I want to thank you for coming by. I'm going to, whenever I get any kind of like super things, I post in the community, and I got a super thanks on the very first video that the channel was monetized partially. And I thank this person. I'll thank him in a future video. Any person that sends me a super thanks, I will thank them in a video. And I'll put their actual super thanks in the community so everyone can see it. So we're getting close to monetization completely. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not joking. Okay. This is the article. One area in which the Mets have unquestionably improved over the past year is their farm system. Former general manager Billy Eppler somewhat infamously refused to move any of his best prospects at the 22 trade deadline, then supplemented that group of historic influx of talent this past July and August. As a result, the Mets now feature a strong system headlined by Luis Acuna, Drew Gilbert, and their own draft picks Jett Williams and Kevin Parada. Quote, is better, incoming President of Baseball Operations David Stern said of the bunch he inherited. This is a farm system both through some maturation of current players here and clearly a very aggressive trade deadline that I think got a whole lot better this year. There are some very promising players at the upper levels of the system, so I'm eager to get to know them better, to understand what our internal valuations are of them, and watch them get better. With Francisco Alvarez, Brett Baty, Mark Vientos, and Ronnie Mauricio all ending the season in the majors, there's plenty of room for others in the system to emerge in 2024. Here are 3 players who forced their way onto the radar this year. Right-handed pitcher Christian Scott. A 5th-round draft pick in 2021, Scott led the minor leagues in walk rate among players with at least 80 innings. That helped him jump multiple levels to Double-A Binghamton, where he helped to guide the Rome opponents to the Eastern League Championship Series. Such control is a skill set Scott has always possessed, but that he took to an extreme in holding opponents to a rate of 1.2 walks per 9 innings. As a result, Scott went from preseason afterthought to the Mets' 12th ranked prospect according to Pipeline. Quote, for me, I know hitting the hardest thing to do is in the sport, Scott said in September. So I'm trying to make it as hard on them as I possibly can. Right-handed pitcher Tyler Stewart. Raise your hand if you knew the name Tyler Stewart before this season. Now I would mention, going forward, there's going to be names in these videos that you're going to learn about on this channel, and you can say that you heard about them here, because I'll be talking about them. So again, that's another reason to subscribe to the channel, because you'll be far ahead of all your friends who are Mets fans. So hit that subscribe button again right here. Many Mets fans still don't, but should. Stewart just finished second among all minor league pitchers in ERA after leading that category for much of the summer. The 6'9" right-hander finished with a 2.2 mark split between High A Brooklyn and Binghamton, including 6 shutout innings to cap his season. He's now the Mets' 17th ranked prospect with a chance to impact the big club as soon as late next year. Outfielder Matt Ruddick. There aren't many minor league prospects quite like Ruddick, a 5'6" left-handed batter who struck out just 44 times all season. Ruddick has some pop for a player of his stature and can steal a base or two. What really stand out are his bat-to-ball skills. At age 25, Ruddick hit .271 in Binghamton while rising to become the Mets' 27th ranked prospect. Ruddick's ultimate ceiling remains to be seen, but if he's going to get a big league shot, it will probably happen at some point next season. There's 2 possible breakout players to watch in 2024. Right-handed pitcher and DH is a two-way player, Nolan McLean, a true two-way player. McLean was the Mets' 3rd-round draft pick this season after starring for 3 years at Oklahoma State. The Mets are letting McLean continue his two-way journey in the minors, where he made 2 pitching appearances and appeared 8 games as a hitter upon signing. Next year will be a significant test for McLean, who must prove he can play at a high level in both roles. If he can, McLean will become one of the most intriguing prospects in New York's system. Shortstop Diego Mascara. Mets officials were high on Mascara coming into the season, but he struggled offensively in his first taste of full season ball at Single-A St. Lucie. That's not surprising for a 19-year-old who has never played a full season before, Mosquera is sharp enough defensively that he should continue to climb the ladder no matter what he does at the plate. Should he break out offensively, Mosquera could rapidly rise in the system ranks. Okay, now here's the question in the article. One big question for next season: where will Luis Angel Acuna end up? The organization's #1 overall pick, Acuna, is capable of playing shortstop, second base, and even center field. Though he didn't man the latter position after coming to the Mets in a mid-season trade for Max Scherzer, Mets officials have described him as someone who can play all over the diamond, starting at different positions on different days. But he's obviously not going to get much time at shortstop anytime soon, which makes second base his most obvious future home. That could mean a full-time shift to the outfield for Jeff McNeil once Acuna arrives. The town Acuna stole 57 bases at AA this year and figures to begin next season as a 22-year-old at AAA. He could force those decisions by midsummer if he continues to develop as the Mets hope. So if you want to learn different things, this is more of an informational channel. I give you the information. I've not seen any of these players. I will never give you my opinion on players other than what's in the scouting reports. That's not my opinion. That's the opinion of others that are much more knowledgeable in terms of being able to evaluate these players. So if you want to learn about these players, I will give you the information directly here. I will scour the internet looking for all kinds of info on all these great Met prospects and all these Met minor leaguers that you need to know about before they get to the majors, or if they go to AAA, or if you're watching the team in spring training. You'll learn about them long before we get to February and March, when the games begin again for the Mets in Port St. Lucie. Well, I want to thank you for coming by. And, of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later.